All right, so here's the deal. There's capitalism, which is like the actual concept, theories, and all that. And then there's social media capitalism, which is a whole different ballgame, right? This is capitalism for people who hate reading actual books. Like, this is a fantasy that you can jerk off to without ever bothering to actually understand what capitalism really means. So, for example, these people were ecstatic when Elon Musk hit the trillionaire mark after the SpaceX IPO, which I get the sentiment. I mean, it's a totally wholesome attitude to have, like to genuinely be happy and cheer and be inspired by other people's success and not be jealous dicks and not raise pitchforks and scream about taxes. But then they turn around and try to sell this whole thing as some sort of a capitalism fairy tale, like it's some sort of a victory for free market capitalism. I'm like, do you have the slightest idea what capitalism actually means? Or is it just some fancy word that you throw around to impress people? Capitalism is not rich person equals good. That's the childish fantasy version. Capitalism actually cares more about how the sausage is made. So did you win a lottery, or did you, I don't know, find money under your couch or inherit an island? Well, then good for you. And no, government should not be able to take a cut. But then nobody with an ounce of self-respect is going to put you on a pedestal just because you're rich. This is not feudalism. The classic hero of capitalism is not just any rich person. It is a very specific type of rich person. It is a person that builds stuff, sells stuff, like products, services, anything, doesn't matter, anything that people want. And the fact that people pay for it willingly, that's proof that they're happier because of it. So the way it works is you get rich by making strangers better off, right? So if you get rich off of happy customers, off of earnings, off of profits, that kind of trillionaire, that would be a real capitalism success story. But believe it or not, Elon is not that kind of trillionaire. He's a totally different kind of trillionaire, which is like the opposite of a capitalism success story. More like a capitalism fuck-up story. He didn't become a trillionaire off of the earnings and profits. Well, how can you be so sure? Because they don't have any profits. They're losing like $5 billion a year, which is like a lot of money. So when your business generates zero profits, logically, you don't become a trillionaire off of the profits that don't exist, right? So how did he become a trillionaire? Well, technically, what happened with Elon that sort of catapulted him into trillionaire-dom or whatever was capital appreciation, which just means stock price is going up, right? Oh, is that such an awful thing? Not necessarily, but it depends. It depends on why your capital is appreciating. Is it appreciating because your business is crushing it and people are splurging to, I don't know, book holiday trips to the moon and everybody is just wants a piece of your AI? Well, in that case, that is good capital appreciation because it shows that the system is working. You've been doing something that's been making everybody so happy, and now more capital is flowing into your hand so you can keep doing whatever it is that you've been doing so far, that's got people so hooked, right? But in this case, you're not dependent on capital appreciation to get rich because you're already profitable because you're selling stuff. Or is your capital appreciating because you happen to be a master storyteller and you can hypnotize masses of investors into keep piling into your stock, keep giving you cash despite your track record of burning it, which is what happened with Elon and the SpaceX IPO. He became a trillionaire because SpaceX, a company where he holds a 42% stake, IPO'd at a valuation of $1.77 trillion. It's at $2 trillion, around $2 trillion now, I think. But in reality, SpaceX is not really worth $2 trillion. Not even close. None of the fundamentals support it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that SpaceX has not created anything of value. Obviously, I mean, their reusable rockets have been a real game changer. They've massively reduced the cost of doing space launches. And their internet services, their Starlink, which is where they beam internet from space, that's a very unique and very valuable service, and it's a genuinely profitable business too. So obviously some value has been created, but not nearly enough to justify a $2 trillion valuation. I mean, Amazon's market cap is $2.5 trillion, and they're generating like their revenue is like $700 billion. SpaceX's revenue, it's like $19 billion, in that ballpark. Meta is worth $1.4 trillion, and they're generating like $60 billion in annual profits. So it's like, we know what a multi-trillion-dollar company is supposed to look like. Doesn't look like them. So, I mean, this type of capital appreciation, if you get rich that way, it's not really commendable, right? Because, you know, you've been destroying some capital, and now they're sending you more to destroy. It's like the system is messed up or something. I mean, think about it. It's like the central, like the genetic code of capitalism is capital chases returns, right? So what do you call it if capital just started chasing losses instead? Like, let's say in some weird alternate universe, investors just woke up and said, you know what, let's give our money to the company that's losing the most cash. Yeah, let's find the genius who's fastest at destroying capital. Now you might call that a bubble or a cult or just pretty fucking weird. But in any case, if you keep tossing good money at loss-making businesses, it doesn't exactly give capitalistic vibes. More like Soviet vibes, because guess what? They were big on that philosophy. It's like their whole thing was not giving a shit about profits. No, they cared about the vision, the mission, changing the world, propelling humanity forward, all these grand, lofty goals. Capitalism, on the other hand, happens to be more down to earth, more sensitive about losses, more prone to making a fuss about where every penny went. Now, I'm not saying that in capitalism nobody ever takes any risk. I'm not saying that it's either profits from day one or you shut down. Obviously not. I mean, that's literally what being an entrepreneur means, right? You go into uncharted territory. But what I'm saying is that capitalism runs on this pretty strict calculus of risk and return, right? Like whatever happened to all those mustache twirling evil capitalists who only cared about profits, huh? I mean, that was the whole point. It's supposed to be a highly rational system. It's not like, yeah, let's wing it, let's see what sticks. No, it's you do something, it fails, you pivot, you try different, it works, you scale. That's the idea, right? And I'm not saying that Elon totally sucks at running a business. Obviously, he's built some stuff, some real stuff. But what I'm saying here is that obviously his ability to raise capital has gotten kind of decoupled from his ability to deploy capital productively. And that is more like a glitch in the system than something that we should be celebrating.